All right, some updates on the Chevrolet Nova here. We got the front end sanded, primed. I got to get this front bumper off. Try to save on the chrome and these bumper fillers. Gonna get those. Get a little stripper on there, and I actually have the other bumper filler that goes here. What I do need still is they call it a fender extension for the driver's side, and all it is a piece of plastic that goes around the headlight bezel. But we got the front done. I'm gonna have to debadge this, which is fine when we actually go in for paint. Right now what we're trying to do is just get the base done, get it patched up where it needs to be patched up. There were massive holes here, all along here, and as you can see, and the reason why I haven't been making a lot of video progress is because this is the space I'm working in, and right now it's currently winter, but today we got a 60 something degree day, which doesn't happen up in the mountains in the winter time that often. So look at all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Nova out, and we are going to continue welding. And something that I want to show you guys is that I am not using MIG, which is what I would use at my shop. I'm actually using Flux. This is the Flux welder, the titanium Flux welder, MIG, or Flux 125, I think it is, from Harbor Freight. And this thing is fantastic, but it comes with the worst wire you could ever purchase. So first thing you got to do, get you one of these. They're not expensive. Self-darkening, auto-darkening. Get rid of that wire. Put some good wire on there. I'm using 0.30. And just go back and forth. I made the mistake yesterday of having the voltage a little too high, and I burnt some holes in here. And that's not good. We want to make sure that we're sweeping back and forth and back and forth, so we're not warping the metal, and we're laying a nice spot weld. And all I'm doing, my process here is we're gonna self-tap, and there was obviously one here. Self-tapped all the way around, and take a very fine, thin cutting wheel, and you just come in right in line with where you cut your quarter panel. You don't want to mess this up. You want to be right on it. Cut, spot weld, wait, spot weld, wait, spot weld, wait, spot weld, and then you can just keep cutting. And by the time you're done, everything that you cut off will fall down to the bottom. Obviously, you're going to do this last, pull it out of the bottom, without destroying what you've already done, and continue on your way. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to get the Nova outside. Thankfully, I have at least a windshield, so I'll be able to see to pull that out. And we're going to drag extension cords out with the welder, the whiz wheel, all that good stuff. And we're just going to keep tacking away at this. The breeze is really going to help with the warpage and stuff like that. And it's only 60 degrees today. But 60 degrees is, 60 degrees is good weather for this. And, we're progressing on this significantly. I got the Raleigh wheels shined up. We're going to have to do some bearings before this thing goes on any long trips. Right now, it's only pretty much going 20 minutes or less. Right now it's actually going nowhere because it's the winter time and I want to get her looking good for the springtime. They're already asking this car to come out to car shows, so I got to get this thing looking not perfect, good enough. We're going for good enough, guys. This is a 4th gen Nova. I could maybe make a decent profit, but it's a fun car for me and the family, the kid, and I'm having fun working on it. So we're just shining her up, but we're using a lot of stuff from Hobo Freight, Amazon. I got this leaf blower to blow out my garage. This is all Harbor Freight stuff. You know, at work I would be using nothing but Matco, Snap-on, whatever, because that's what I use in a professional environment where I'm doing stuff day in, day out, that the tools are going to take a significant amount of abuse. However, in this current situation, I think we're just going to be okay with using the cheaper stuff because it seems to be working great. So let's get the Nova outside. Maybe I can find somewhere to prop the camera and get you a nice, idea of the sound and everything of it driving and all that good stuff. So let's see what we can do. Well, that's doing its thing. God, I can't breathe in here. That's the old panel. So you can see why I got new skins. This is just eaten alive, and I am just not gonna patch every little thing. I'm just gonna get new skins and call that a day. Look at that. Ugh, smoky. She just needs to be run. It's been sitting for too long. All right, guys, update time. I got goggle eyes. I did not want to really bore you to death with relentless welding back and forth and sanding and grinding and sanding and grinding and sanding and grinding. So what I did was shout out to Harbor Freight. This titanium 125 little Flux welder did fantastic. Normally on a job like this, if I was restoring this car for a customer in my shop, I wouldn't use this. I would use a MIG with gas. And I know that there's 50,000 body guys out there. If people do end up watching this, that are rolling around going, "You're a fucking idiot." Well, yeah, I know. What I am is a level A certified automotive technician. I work in a shop that does restoration, but I also work on customer vehicles. So one day I'll work on, a couple of Volkswagens and a Ford. The next day I'll have a Chevy and a Duramax diesel. Or like right now I have a 66 Chevelle that was rebuilt in our body shop side. We rebuilt the motor on it, and it's on my lift right now. We're doing all new brake lines, master cylinder. I did a new distributor, new plugs, new everything on this car. Okay, it's a new car. It looks like it just rolled off the line. But let's update you on the Nova. The quarter is on, it's strong. I still have my ground cable attached, but really, honestly, we're many hours later. It wasn't that terrible. I had to do a little bit more cutting on the, especially around the rocker panel, just to get it to fit perfect enough. Remember, we're going for good enough. We're not going for perfect. This is not a 66 Chevelle. This is a 1978 Nova, but this thing is ready to go. I mean, B&M shifter, turbo 350, it's definitely cammed. I don't know what they did to it. I bought this car to rescue it. Military guy had it, didn't have time for it, put it on the market, and you know, and I'll tell everyone this, and keep this in mind. Cars like these old rigs, when they're gone, they're gone. You know, if you see something like this that just needs a little bit of help, a little bit of love, not that much money. I paid $400 for both sides of these panels, and just basic body stuff up front. I'm maybe $1,000 deep in this thing, and I bought it for a very, very low price. I am not spending a fortune to get this thing restored, or, you know, partially restored enough to take it out, enjoy it, show it around. I live in an area where there's multiple car meets, car shows, and, you know, people are asking when the Nova is going to be done, if, you know, I can have it painted ready by April to bring it out to these car shows. And, you know, why not? It'll be something fun to do. I'm having a blast working on it. I don't get a lot of body side. I'm always under the hood, you know? So me being able to come home and actually do body work as well as motor work and brake work, bearing, or whatever, it's a huge plus to me. So this is, right now, this car is my getaway. If I'm stressed, whatever, I can, you know, plug in the light bulb and figure out something else I want to do with my Nova. So let's update you on the panel. We did the welds back and forth. I went heavy on the body filler, if you can't tell. Reason being, back here, it was a little raised and I could not get it back down, and I'm not going to take a huge sledge to this thing and hit the hell out of it. So we're just going to blend it in, make it look good. I've already made holes here for the bumper filler that's going to be there. What I did was I took the old panel and I just traced that. If need be, and when I get the bumper filler on here, I might have to, you know, move the holes a smidge just to make them fit with the new panel. I'll also need to cut out somewhere along the lines. I'll need to get the dimensions online for the side marker light. There is a side marker on these that goes here. They weren't in the older ones, I don't believe. They are in the 4th gen models, which is 75 to 79. And those were the last Chevrolet Nova, you know, classic muscle that they made. And then Honda picked one up and made a motorcycle with the same name. This is just gonna be fun, but we're losing daylight. Sun's starting to set, and this body filler is starting to get dry-ish. It's still about 55 degrees outside, so it'll take a little bit, especially because I layered it up. But once that's done, we'll get it sanded smooth. I'm just gonna use some 120 grit, 100 grit, and just smooth that out. And then we're gonna prime the whole side of the car. We're gonna turn around and do it again on the other side. You know, one of these nice days, maybe tomorrow, it's supposed to be up towards mid 50s. But this side too is just, I mean, gone. So she's gonna have to get knocked out, and we'll get her zapped on, and we're gonna do the same exact thing that we did on the other side. plus side, these rocker panels were definitely replaced. These are, I mean, I had to do some filler work on a couple pinholes, but these rockers are in fantastic shape. The tubs, I'd say the tub on the passenger side is in much, much better shape than the driver's side. I had to do a little bit of patching there, and I had some rust spray that we put in there with some spray paint, and just to make sure it doesn't spread more. I'm not going to put new tubs on this thing. Again, by the time I even get this thing out ready to go, I'll be able to bring it to a few shows, and then they're going to do something with an emissions law that makes me not be able to drive this. So this is just a fun little project. That's it for today. You know, I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the video. If not, that's okay. I'm doing this entirely for fun. I did have somebody on the last video comment saying that they wanted updates. And here they are. You know, I've been really kind of relaxed on it because I'm working in this super small garage. But today was a beautiful enough day to, you know, drive her out and show you guys the progress. I mean, we're primed. We're primed from front to back except for the quarters. Even the trunk here, we're gonna do a little bit of, don't mind the clutter, this is all body stuff for the back, bumper filler, stuff like that. But we're gonna do some work in here where we fix, I mean, that's great. That actually holds the weather stripping on for that, and I do have the a new weather strip for that. Probably gonna find a way to maybe just put a couple tacks on that and put the weather stripping back over it after I coat it with some of that what's it called, I don't even have it, it's just Rust-Oleum rust crap. Anyway, you know, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you guys keep up with the video, see how the Nova's doing. And I'll have more stuff, especially as it gets warmer. I do live in Maryland, so the weather here will be, you know, 70 today, and then tomorrow it's going to turn around and snow. They're actually calling for snow on Sunday, so I'm doing the best I can in the elements. You know, bear with me, but we're going to get this rig looking sharp by April-ish, even if it's just the exterior. The interior's in really good shape. I have one hole in the driver's seat, but yeah, she's gonna need a clean and stuff like that, and we'll just take it from there, take it one step at a time, and, you know, finish priming, paint, rebadge, put the, you know, clean up the light assemblies, they're a little dirty, and slap her back in.